Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans. What we do around here is we try to bring about topics of a social, coaching, psychological mindset, and we try to help people navigate this crazy thing called life in the easiest way we possibly can. And so, I try to work with people on as many different topics as I can. As a life, relationship, business, and entertainment coach, I try to do everything I can to make people get to a place within themselves where they can own their life, and I'd love to do that for you in 2021. If you're looking for more information, you can go to my website, which is in the About Me section of this YouTube page, and or you can go and give me a follow on Twitter at PO Perception, and ultimately give me a direct message if there's something I can do for you there. So the signs of a player are what we're going to talk about today, and there's about 8 of those that I want to talk about. A player is confident and to the point of being cocky. So confidence is I believe in myself. And cockiness is I believe I'm better than everybody else. And so the reality of cockiness that comes with being a player is because, look, you're expendable to the player, right? If they don't get the attention they want from you or the level of interaction they want from you, there'll be another guy or girl along within the next few minutes or few days. And so this means that they can carry themselves with a swagger, which can be quite off-putting because, well, they're kind of looking at it like people are a dime a dozen and can kind of be thrown in. That overconfidence and obsession with the overconfidence almost causes them to overpromise and kind of get the attention on them under any means necessary, which creates a lot of hyperbole and overselling, overemphasizing one's unimportance, borderline narcissism, and they're going to use sexual tension to their advantage, which means flirtation is going to be at the center of their attraction style. Whereas getting to know someone, if you're trying to build a long-term relationship with them, the player's just trying to see how far they can get, whether that be sexually, whether that be money, whether that be attention, or whatever their goal is through the process. The player wants to push the boundaries of attention as quick as possible and cause you to think that they're more interested in you than they are, in the sense that if you don't give them the attention they want, they're just going to move on to somebody else, and there's no skin off their nose. They're not really worried about it. Meanwhile, you might be hanging out kind of heartbroken because you thought that there was something more to this. Next thing to consider is they don't answer direct questions. Diversion of questions, when was your last relationship? Where do you live? Do you have any children? What do you do for money? Anything that doesn't make them look better than the competition, they're going to avoid those conversations and those questions. Because A, there's no benefit in being honest. B, if you can deflect the question back to something more fun, it's going to ultimately lead to kind of avoiding deeper conversations, which means avoiding telling lies that they have to carry out on, or back up and remember later. And especially if you're meeting somebody in a bar or in a party setting, remembering what you said during those moments, uh, ultimately can lead to challenges. The next thing is they are very attached to their technology, be it their cell phone, their iPad, or other ways, and they'll probably get calls or text messages or both pretty repeatedly while you're together. This is because they're running the same game with multiple people at the same time for the majority of time. It makes them look important. It also makes them look mysterious. They know this. Therefore, having the technology attached at the hip actually becomes important to them because it's an image booster. If I'm important and you have my attention right now, what are you going to do to keep my attentions? The next thing is they will cancel plans with you and see what you do. If they can lure you into them being able to be rather indiscriminate, rather dismissive of your time, your energy, your emotions, and they do this during the early stages of the relationship, now all of a sudden you've got this reality where they're kind of calling all the cards. They text you when they want. They interact with you when they want. And you're not really getting much from it. If this continues, they know that you're more into them than they are into you, and they can use you and leverage you for the future if need may be. The next to last thing is they're not really interested in getting to know you. So the questions they ask you might be about non important things, for example, like music or hobbies. Whereas when things like where do you want to be in a year or 6 months or even 6 days, those types of questions that formulate deeper values and opinions and value to the relationship itself become less and less because there's no benefit for them if they're just going to have do the same thing with half a dozen people over the next 2 or 3 months or more. And so the last thing in this is to be completely honest and blunt about it, they lie. And you'll catch them in lies. Now, the size of the lie depends on two things. It depends on the likelihood that you'll believe the lie they're telling and the number of lies you've already believed before. The person who is a bit of a player is more likely to go up the ladder with lies. Start with something small and keep getting bigger until you begin to question them, and then pull out of the situation or the conversation when that size of the lie becomes too big and you're not willing to play the game anymore. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.